KTN News. Get the whole story.
Sikukuu njema mtazamaji, hujambo popote ulipo, karibu kwenye taarifa zetu za yanayojiri leo ikiwa ni tarehe 29 mwezi wa Disemba mwaka huu wa 2021. Tunayo mengi ambayo tumekuandalia katika taarifa zetu mtazamaji, lakini kwanza kabisa moja kwa moja tuanze na vidokezo. Polisi 90 wa akiba wamerejeshwa kazini ili waweze kushirikiana na maafisa wa usalama kudumisha usalama Samburu West. Seneta wa zamani Boni Halwali atangaza rasmi kuwania ugavana wa Kakamega kupitia tiketi ya chama cha UDA. Na vijana Tana River wahimizwa kugeukia kilimo kama njia moja kukabiliana na uhaba wa chakula katika kaunti hiyo. Dakta mtazamaji, shukrani sana kwa kuungana nami. Tuanze taarifa zetu. Kongamano la 17 la walimu wakuu wa shule za msingi nchini limeanza rasmi hii leo, ambapo Wizara ya Elimu imesisitiza kwamba mtaala wa CBC utaendelea kutekelezwa kwa manufaa ya wanafunzi wote. Kauli mbiu mwaka huu ni uongozi wa walimu wakuu wakati wa janga. Tusikilize yanayoendelea kwenye kongamano hilo linaloendelea kwa sasa.
Even for our SNE children, the special needs children, we have ensured that the government is doing its very best, especially with those in primary school. And moving on from there, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about a small matter of infrastructure. And I want to recognize you. I don't usually praise people if there is nothing to praise, because what I do is what I measure, isn't it? The small matter of infrastructure in primary school. It is also true that government has moved in a great manner to equip both primary and secondary schools. And I want to remember last year during COVID, when we had a challenge by His Excellency the President to ensure that we had desks made for both primary and secondary schools. And I want to recognize you as the strongest link. That does not mean that there is no 0.1% of renegades, which is what the press talks about. The press does not talk about the majority. Even now, when you look at what I'm saying tomorrow, you will not hear these ones. They'll look for one small thing which can sell the paper. But the point is this: that issue of the stimulus package for the 625,000 desks, of which you received just about half for your primary schools, the cooperation that we found from you individual head teachers to ensure that there was no hanky-panky business from anybody is fully appreciated by none other than His Excellency the President. And as a result of that, we are looking for ways and means of repeating that exercise again during 2022. So that, and I'm going to ask you in advance that when the money is made available, now that you know what to do, the joy that I saw in the eyes of the head teachers when they saw the quality of the desks that was made compared to others, meant that actually you enjoyed what you are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some schools which are called low-cost schools, about between 64 and 70 of them. I want to assure you that even though the government gave 300 million to ensure that we upgraded those schools and provided money, to improve the infrastructure, including the hostels and what have you. I want to assure you that we are going to look for more money, but also ensure that the money is used for what it is meant for. And this is where you help me, because the Kenyan crooks will have a lot of paper. Everything is clear. You go and make sure you don't find something on the ground. On the issue of supporting the poor children in the slums, again, none other than His Excellency the President directed that we map out the slums, and we did so with you. I have been to many schools in the slum areas. I think there are many head teachers here whose schools I have visited when we are looking for the children who are intelligent but could not afford to go to top schools. You know, God is a very fair gentleman. When He dishes out intelligence, He closes His eyes and throws it into the air. But it goes to Magoha's house. More of it goes to Magoha's cook's house, and more of it goes to Magoha's toilet cleaner's house. Meaning, if we have children, my cooks and the toilet cleaners will be more intelligent. And the President wants us to ensure that anybody who is intelligent is given the same opportunity. I want to thank you without any iota of doubt that you helped us to identify these children. We went to their homes with you. And as we speak now, that is another very transformative. If I was a politician, I would perhaps say bottom up, because we are going to the weakest link. But you see, it's actually bringing some form of equity, like was given to me. Don't be cheated by my size and health. I came from the lowest, the poorest of the poor. And I got scholarship from the government of His Excellency Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. Do you understand? At the time when there was not a lot of peace in the country. But I was given a scholarship to go and study outside the country. So even the founding president of this country, forget about all the negatives that people are talking about. That's how I got my scholarship. I went outside to University of Lagos. I have come back and given back to so many others. That is what we must do. You must do it. So the elimu scholarships that are outside there, for the past 2 years, you have assisted us to ensure that 33% of them are for the children in the slums. And it is not a list that has been gotten from somewhere. We have ensured that we have gone and checked how the process is being done. The others have gone to the other parts of the country. In terms of DLP, I want to say that this is a contemporary area that we must together work to improve. This government into the new government. I was at a school in Busia, a primary school in Busia, which I visited without notice. And I noticed that the children had about 100 DLP. It was a large class. They had 100 DLPs. And the class was going on, but the problem was that the internet support, the server was not strong enough. So that you'll find this one gets in, then the next one, the other one, this one goes off, and this one gets in. So those are contemporary problems that the government is going to address. In terms of even working with the collaborators, I think if we are to go forward, that is perhaps where we need you most, because we expect you after you have assessed our children. And again, I want to thank you. Who says all Kenyans are corrupt? The first set of assessment, which you did, the teachers. And here I want to thank the CEO, Teacher Service Commission. Maybe she's enjoying Christmas, but I would have been happy with her here.
Na Naam, bila shaka mtazamaji, huyo ni waziri wa elimu Profesa George Magoha akizungumza mjini Mombasa kwenye kongamano la 17 la walimu wakuu wa shule za msingi, na tunaona baadhi ya masuala hapa yanajitokeza, mojawapo akisisitiza kuwa Wizara ya Elimu ama serikali itaendelea kuhakikisha kwamba wanafunzi kutoka jamii maskini mitaa ya mabanda wamepokea haki yao ya kimsingi ya elimu.